Hello everyone, welcome back. So, I have had the RTX for about a week now, and today I'm going to share what I liked, what issues I found out, followed by what lessons I learned in this very short stint of my ownership. And after that, I'll tell you the on road price at the end of this video. And I promise you, it's going to make everything I say between now and then land a whole harder. Let's get started. I had booked the top variant in the month of October. The color I chose was lightning black. It took around 5 months to get my hands on this motorcycle. I was very patient with this because I had the confidence that no matter how much time TVS takes, I am going to get a solid product in my hands. Was the wait worth? Definitely. This ticks a lot of boxes for me and I hope for many others. I really love the way they have put this together, and whatever issues I'm going to raise, all could be rectified in the first service itself. If you are liking this video so far, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. This will provide a massive boost to this new channel and encourage me to bring similar unbiased feedback in future. Now let's start the video. The first thing that I would like to talk about is the design and the visual presence. Let's start with how it looks because honestly, the first thing that hits you in person is just how big it looks. I mean that in the best possible way. It looks big, it feels like a much bigger bike than it actually is. You would expect that from an adventure tourer, but TVS has really nailed the proportions here. There is a hint of Triumph Tiger Sport and even some Aprilia Touareg DNA in its design, but TVS has added its own flavor. The muscular tank, the split LED headlamps, that upright stance, it all comes together really well. Its proportions and stance give it an imposing road presence, and the overall fit and finish surpassed expectations for the price point. And the LED lighting in general, both the headlight throw and the DRL signature look fantastic in person. I have posted a slow-mo video of the DRL. Check it out if interested. Let's talk about the build quality. This is where TVS has genuinely stepped up. The paint finish, panel gaps, and overall fit and finish appear to meet premium standards. And the one thing that's specifically getting called out by owners, the quality of switchgear feels solid and well damped. Typical of TVS, quality is at an impressively higher level, especially for the price. In fact, they are better than some of the other rivals that cost over a lakh more. That's saying something. Now, coming to something that most of you would be interested in, seat and the ergonomics. The riding position is upright and relaxed. The wide handlebar gives great leverage. The foot pegs are neutral, not too rear set, not too forward. Now, the elephant in the room, the seat height. It is tall. The 835 seat height will be a challenge for less experienced riders under 5 feet 8 inches tall. If you are shorter, you will be on your toes at stops, and that can feel a little intimidating. TVS doesn't offer a lower seat option yet, and that's definitely a missed opportunity for wider audience. But if you can manage that height, after 100 plus kilometers, there is no fatigue, no back pain, no sore wrist, no numb legs. The seat contouring works. There is enough space for both rider and pillion. No complaints there. Now the engine. This is where things get interesting because RTX doesn't try to be a screamer. It is calm, tractable, and refined. I have chugged along in the fourth gear at low speeds many times, and it will pull gently through most situations, and it hasn't stalled yet, not even once. It pulls cleanly from low RPMs and has a strong mid range. It keeps things lively towards the top without feeling frantic. Exhaust note has a bit of an angry growl which makes it more engaging than you'd expect from a 300cc. From the first crank, it is clearly evident that this motor is far smoother than the old 310cc unit. You could feel some vibrations in the foot pegs and on the tank, but I wouldn't call them jarring. Now, one thing that genuinely surprised me: heat management. On a single cylinder liquid cooled engine, heat can be a real issue, especially in city traffic, when you're crawling along and the fan kicks in. On some bikes, that heat just blasts straight into your legs, and you're basically sitting next to a furnace at every red light. On the RTX, though, TVS has clearly thought about this. The radiator and exhaust are managed well enough that the heat doesn't become an intrusion during normal riding. Yes, you will feel some warmth when you're stuck in traffic for a while, but that's just physics. It never crosses the line into uncomfortable, it stays in the background, which is exactly where it should be. Quickshifter is a thing that I'm experiencing for the first time. I'm yet to learn the art of keeping the throttle open when shifting up, and I'm still making a mess out of it. Downshifting is what I have been doing successfully. Maybe a few more 100 kilometers, and I will get comfortable with both up and down. The shifter in itself feels a bit stiff, and sometimes I have issues finding neutral, but I guess a good oil change would fix all that. During the run in period, it is advised to stay within 7000 rpm, and I have been doing that. The first 4 gears feel short, but 5 and 6 are definitely they ease up a bit. Talking about ride quality and handling, I'm yet to take this motorcycle on highways or on twisty roads. All of my observations are from city riding alone. It might be a heavy motorcycle, but still feels effortless when riding it. The suspension feels alright on bad roads, but on small bumps, I could feel the stiffness of the front suspension. This is another issue that needs to be fixed in the first service. Another issue I faced is when I let go of the handlebar, this leans towards right. Only way to manage it is to shift myself a bit towards left or put some weight on the left foot peg. This might also be related to the front suspension. We'll see after the first service. On the tech side, the TFT looks great in both light and dark mode. In fact, I have been using this entirely in dark mode even in broad daylight, and it still works for me. Mode switching works great. I have mostly used Urban and Tour. Urban has a slightly dull throttle response and perhaps a lower high speed. I like the GTT though in the Urban mode, but for me it's not something I would rely on.
And I almost forgot to mention cruise control because honestly, once it's set, you kind of forget it's there, which is exactly the point. It engages cleanly, no fuss, and more importantly, it disengages safely the moment you touch the brakes. There's no hesitation, no lag, it just cuts out immediately and hands controls back to you. On longer highway stretches, this could be genuinely useful, and the fact it behaves predictably and safely means I can actually trust it enough to use it. Now, let's talk navigation because this is where I have some real thoughts. The RTX 300 supports map navigation through screen mirroring via the TVS Smart Connect app. And the concept is great. Your phone's maps show up on that 5-inch TFT display right in front of you. In theory, perfect. In practice, though, the app feels a little clunky. Getting to navigation isn't a one tap situation. It's multiple steps before you are actually looking at a live map on the screen. And on top of that, your phone screen needs to stay on and unlock the entire time for mirroring to keep working. So you're burning through your phone's battery as well. Your screen is on the whole ride, and if anything interrupts the connection, you're starting that process again. For a short familiar ride, it's fine, but if you're heading out on a proper tour somewhere you are genuinely in need of turn by turn guidance, it starts to feel like a workaround rather than a solution. My honest suggestion: either get a dedicated navigation unit that mounts onto your handlebar or keep an old second phone purely for this purpose.
Some other niggles could be the height of the visor or the windscreen for me. Even though I have not gone to highway yet, I could easily tell there is more wind hitting my neck area when I cross 60 kmph. If you duck below it, it becomes comfortable, Now, after I take it on highways, then I will be able to decide if I have to go for these visor extenders or not. There are a couple of those available in the market. Now, personally, I would prefer a taller visor unit. I have not seen it yet from anyone. It will definitely be a hit if available.
And then there is the price, which is the big part of why this motorcycle is generating so much conversation. The top variant costed me about 2,67,000 on road. I'll post another detailed video on what I paid and what I could avoid separately. Stay tuned for that.
Now that's all from my side for this video, and this is just the beginning. Hopefully you liked the video. Consider subscribing if you haven't.
You're getting a liquid cool adventure tourer with a TFT display, riding modes, cruise control, quick shifter, traction controls, switchable ABS for about 2.5 lakh rupees on road. This is genuinely a hard number to argue with.
TVS was definitely late to the ADV party, but they definitely showed up well dressed. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers.